Hello, space pilot Mr. Cool Guy here. And, well, we've read or heard a lot of facts. And I guess we've read a lot of facts too. Not necessarily here, but out there. You've probably read quite a few interesting facts. And, well, I'm still traveling through space, so it's time for 10 more random facts you may or may not know. Starting with fact number 1. Rainbow residence. On a street of mostly tans and grays, Caravanchel 24 can't be missed. The colorful apartment building can be found in Madrid, Spain. Its rainbow walls are the work of architect Rafael Canizares Torquemada. He was inspired by Swiss-German painter Paul Klee. He used similar blocks of color in his art during the early 1900s. Built between 2007 and 2010, Carabanchel 24's patchwork paint job is more than a dozen different hues. Dang, can you imagine an apartment building that is more than a dozen different hues? Like, a dozen is 12. But more than means there's more than 12. Like, it's at least 12, but there's more than 12. Right? I mean, dang, that's a lot of hues. I mean, there is someone out there who would look at it and probably be able to tell the many different hues. Right? Like, you could be looking at a splotch of hue that, looks pretty much the same, but then there's someone there that'll look at it and go, no. This is different hues. Slight difference. Yes. To the untrained eye, you can't see it, but to my trained eye, you can. Maybe there's a pot of gold from a leprechaun there. Or maybe that's where you'll find Lucky and his Lucky Charms. Oh, man. Well, anyways, let's move on to fact number 2. Colorful crossing. This bridge in Wuppertal, Germany looks like it's made from giant Lego bricks. But don't worry, it's not really plastic. In 2011, the city asked street artist Meg X to transform a plain gray bridge into something fun. Inspired by his daughter's love of the colorful toy blocks, Meg X and his team spent almost 2 weeks painting the bridge. The change was a huge hit. People loved the brick bridge so much that the city brought Meg X back to paint another one in 2020. Man. And you went up to that bridge and you didn't know it was just painted to look like Legos, you'd be going up to him and be like, is that a Lego bridge? Like, I mean, it's not made of actual Legos. That would be a pain. And it'd be expensive, because, it'd be big Lego bricks. Lego is pretty expensive. So, but yeah, that's pretty good. That takes some skill to make it look like actual plastic Legos. And if it were made of Legos, that wouldn't be good for like hot temperatures, because then it would start to melt. And that would be an issue. What? Now, let's move on to fact number 3. Seed skydiving. Luigi Canny dove into saving the environment. No, literally. He jumped out of a plane and planted 100 million trees in the Amazon rainforest. The Brazilian man is known for his extreme skydiving stunts, but this jump was extra special. While falling, Luigi opened a huge box filled with seeds from 27 kinds of trees, scattering them over the rainforest. The stunt took Luigi 5 years to plan. He even made sure to use seeds from plants native to that area of the rainforest. The trees growing from the seeds are being monitored by satellites. Next, Luigi hopes to do something that will help clean up the plastic in the ocean. Knowing Luigi, it's sure to be incredible. Man. Could you imagine being on the ground and you're looking up at the clouds and suddenly seeds are falling from the sky? I mean, you'd be going like, what? It's raining seeds from the sky? Dang, my weatherman said there was a chance of rain. He just didn't mention it'd be seeds. Oh man. Oh gosh. Well, at least we know what Luigi's been up to, when he's not out with Mario saving the princess. Nope, he's starring in his brand new game, Super Luigi Planting. Oh man. Alright. It's time for fact number 4. 1 in a melon. Dang, that melon only got 1 seed? Must suck to be that melon. Most people throw coins in a fountain and make a wish. In Moscow, Russia, watermelons fill the fountain at the famous Gum shopping mall. The fruity fountain holds 5 tons of watermelons during the summer. You can buy a whole melon or enjoy a cup of melon slices and fruit juices. The delicious display is just one of the unique ways the mall marks the changing of the seasons during the year. Dang. In America, you throw coins in to make wish. But in Soviet Russia, comrade, or just Russia, we put watermelons in. It makes yummy cup of melon slices, no? Bears good with vodka. Vodka good, comrade. Oh man. Oh man. I mean, I'm sure there are some of you who have melon with vodka. I wouldn't know if vodka's good. Never had it. Of course, there's no alcohol in space, so. But let's move on to fact number 5. Calculator music. South Korean artist Chuckle Chuckle plays popular songs including works by Daft Punk on up to 5 pocket musical calculators at a time. He uses AR7778 calculators, which make music when their time/date buttons are pressed twice. Dang. Calculators for music. I mean, we have calculators to help with math, and now it seems we have calculators for making music. Just goes to show that just about anything can be used as an instrument. I mean, I don't know if you really need a calculator to tell you the date and time. That seems a little excessive. But hey, I can use math to make music too. Right? 2 plus 2 is 4. Minus 1 is 3. Quick math. What y'all think? I could probably get a platinum record for that. A space record. No, there's no record company on space I can send it to, because I don't have communication with them. Yep, banger. Oh, man. Alright. It's time for fact number 6. Saved manuscript. In 1940, German-born American author H.A. Rey and his wife escaped from Paris, France, on bicycles built out of spare parts just hours before the city fell to the Nazis. Among the few possessions that the couple managed to take with them was the illustrated manuscript for his then unpublished book, Curious George. Curious George. Man, that means, at least the manuscript of Curious George is old, like really old. That means Curious George is old. Wow. 1940. During World War II. Man. That means Curious George is older than a lot of people. A lot. Including some grandparents. I mean, not all. There are, probably some grandparents that were born before the manuscript was, starting to be worked on, that, are still alive. Right? But dang. That's crazy, man. Crazy. But let's move on to fact number 7. Beard chain. Facial hair enthusiasts at a bar in Casper, Wyoming stood side by side and clipped their beards together to create a beard chain that measured 150 feet or 46 meters long. Dang. That's a long beard chain. If it had caught on fire, they would have also set the world record for longest on fire beard chain. And yeah, that wouldn't have been pleasant. Right? Hair is flammable. So be careful. I mean, technically all of you is flammable, but hair is too. And hair is on basically every part of your body, so just be careful. But man, I wonder how many beards that was. Right? To make 150-foot long beard chain? That's quite the long beard chain. Well, it's time for fact number 8. Sonic collection. Barry Evans of Dayton, Texas has 3,050 items of Sonic the Hedgehog memorabilia. That's a lot. Which he collected over the course of 30 years. It includes giant statues of Sonic and his sidekick Tails that were once decorations at a Toys R Us store. R.I.P. Toys R Us. Dang, 3,050 items? That's definitely a Sonic enthusiast. Gee whiz. That is a lot of memorabilia. And statues of Sonic and Tails that were once decorations at a Toys R Us store. You have memorabilia of a childhood long past. Toys R Us ain't around anymore. And you have decorations that were once in it. That must have cost a hefty price to be able to have both of those. Dang. That is... I mean, Sonic has been around for more than 30 years. It's been around for quite a long time. I mean, there are lots of people with big collections of one specific type of memorabilia. So, you know, it's a thing. But now, let's move on to fact number 9. Wrong message. We've all experienced sending the message to the wrong person. But this is probably not that kind of message. So let's find out what it is. American author Peter Benchley regretted writing his best-selling novel Jaws, where a community is terrorized by a man-eating great white shark, because it made people too afraid of sharks and helped push some shark species toward extinction. He spent the remainder of his life as an activist for shark conservation. Dang. That is something. Could you imagine making a book and you accidentally send the wrong message? You accidentally spark a global response that you weren't intending? Like, whew. And you shouldn't be driving species toward extinction. That's just not right. I mean, I'm not a vegan, but, you know, I am one of those that don't think animals should be driven toward extinction. I mean, yes, sharks have been known to attack humans, but they don't go out of their way to do that. That is only under certain circumstances. Like, one, when you're paddling out on your surfboard, and that's because the underside of your surfboard on the water is shallow, so they can't see that it's not an animal body, so they think you look like an otter. And two, if you go into the ocean and you have a cut and you're bleeding, which why you'd go into the ocean while you're bleeding is beyond me. That just seems very stupid, but this is humanity we're talking about, so here we are. But yeah, they can smell that blood from miles away. And when they smell it, they're in their minds like, "Oh, smell wounded prey, a perfect meal," right? Because wounded prey can't as easily escape, and they're probably gonna die from their wound if the shark doesn't kill them, right? So, you know, while they may not know what humans are, probably think we're just some creature, they will still attack you. Okay, so just be careful. You know, I shouldn't have to tell you to be careful, but some of you are not careful. So you have to be reminded. Let it be Mr. Cool Guy's public service announcement. Or public safety announcement. Alright. But now, it's time for fact number 10. Steer clear. Ever seen a bull riding shotgun? In Nebraska, a steer named howdy doody, does just that. He loves riding beside his owner, Lee Meyer, in a big Ford sedan modified to fit the black bovine. Howdy doody is more than just livestock to Lee. He even knows commands like come here and back up. Locals know him well and often see him riding in parades. However, the police once gave Lee a warning for driving through town with his bull buddy. It seems having howdy doody in the car can be quite the safety hazard. Oh man, could you imagine driving on the road and you see a car, driving by and it manages to get next to you and you look over it and in the passenger seat you see a bull? Man, you have to have nerves of steel not to freak out on the road. Right? You're like, what? Right? Because you see the bull. If you don't have steady hands, you're probably swerving and crashing your car. Right? Or like if you're a car thief. Now this would have to be a very unaware car thief to not see the bull before they got close to the car. Which, this is humanity we're talking about. It's entirely possible. Unfortunately. He's just looking around, making sure no one sees him, right? And he gets up to the car. And he's gonna break in, and then he finally notices. He is finally being aware of his friend. That's a bull. There's a bull in that car. A dog I could handle. Just give it a treat. A cat I could possibly handle. But a bull? No, thank you. Either that bull's gonna kill me, or the hospital bills sure will. Not that you should try and steal a car anyway. But that bull may be in the passenger car and not coming after you. But bulls aren't exactly friendly. Just because howdy doody doesn't mean other bulls are. So if you see a bull, be careful, 'cause they can mess you up. But if you're ever at a parade in Nebraska, keep a lookout for howdy doody. Alright. Well, there was 10 random facts you may or may not have known, but you know now. Are there any that you knew? If so, feel free to let me know down below, and if there's any additional information on the facts you feel is worth sharing, because you think it's interesting, then why not put it in the comments? Or if you just want to say hello because you don't know what to say, well, hello! You can put that in the comments too. And if you enjoyed hearing these facts, then why not give it a like? So that way, other people are likely to find it and hear these interesting facts that you enjoyed. And you could always subscribe and hit that notification bell. So that way, you don't have to go searching for these facts, and you'll get notified the second a new batch of 10 facts get dropped. So you can hear these interesting facts as soon as you want. Oh, share this with others. You have any friends, family? Share it with them so they get the chance to hear these 10 interesting facts you just heard. Well, anyways, I'm Space Pilot Mr. Cool Guy. And as I always say, my dear space crew, to infinity and more facts.